Happy October. Well, hey guys, I'm back into this horror game again. Hopefully, you know, I'm braver this time. I'm back again in the dark with my candles, so let's start the game. I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I sigh of relief. That's disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumb up she gave me for doing a good job. I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxembourg office. Check even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated for some reason. Something has already been decided without mine or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole new level unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCollin returns looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before
I wonder if
guests
this is
arrive.
I think this is a British-made game. A lot of the references are very, you know, British.
And Isabella? I left a few documents in my car. Do you
Fuck
know where I
that!
keep
No, you're
those?
coming with me.
Can you please
Why do
get
I
it
have to
for
go
me?
alone? Can't we go? I missed you. We haven't been, you know, connecting like we used to. I need you to walk in front of me as I enter every room. Not because something's gonna happen to you. It's that, you know, I'm more of a follower. Roses takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
And hurry! We still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
Okay, got it.
The two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings with a stillness to keep me company neither welcome nor comforting. Alone like this, it's not impossible to think what really happened. I wish he told them, you know. It would have helped. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it is normal is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any of my calls. Didn't you show her, like, your telephone or something? Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse after heard of all those tales about this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and I'm going to be completely honest with myself. I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose has just handed me digged into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm clutching it. It reminds me of can you imagine she hands back like bent keys. Like, yeah, bitch, this is what you deserve for leaving me alone. It reminds me of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer close to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked of me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money. And get the... Oh, come on! We only just left a couple minutes ago! Okay, it was just... a flock of people have already gathered in the mansion front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or undressed standing in the present. Oh, don't tell me I went back in time! Hopefully, it is not a back in time situation. Men and women of wealth, status, and all dressed to the nines in fancy clothes, lovely dresses of varying color compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks and arms and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, gleaming in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy... Yeah, I went back in time. I really hope there isn't any magpies living nearby like the stories. Those birds will have a field day. They are muttering among themselves, looking at a state facade, appraisingly with some argument with whose mansion has a superior architect. But most of it stopped as all... Okay, weird. So they're having like a weird ball, but most of it stops as soon as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Hearing this, a few wander to me. They're mostly old ladies who daunt at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Miss McCollin also joins another group, but what really catches my eye is the elegant dressed pair she approached.
It's so nice to finally meet you! When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you!
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
That is a really old man to be talking for that character.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Ah, they must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their face somewhere before, some magazine or the television, I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news, one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two already have. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplistically, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn heads of the most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. Hose. Man hose. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. As if I'm going a bit bold with my assumptions, I'd say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I think they are brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what is important is we get this deal closed before the current owners can think of cancelling the listing. I just hope the people in mine or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to pay this mansion. And so with the papers in hand, I lead the way. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the registration process went to the history of this place, I answer them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architect mostly. However, I'm careful not to mention about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea.
You mean stained glass mirror?
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I stop talking, her attention is already somewhere else.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am.
I feel like her and the black is like, I think they're gonna be gay for each other. I have a feeling.
But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything.
So they're gonna sue us. Great.
Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chat of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, please let these guys be the one. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Oh, that's beautiful. It even has an original, wood stove. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put in restraining the room's classical appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like the ones I've seen in fairy tale books. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of the complaints about soot and tar stains, the brick, and how much of a pain in the ass cleaning this would be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
A dead body.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first thing guy speaks up, Mr. Luke Rith, if I remember my memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. This sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of general interest in this place, so he's a fucking drunk, I'm guessing. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. It's a wine cellar, come on. He just gives me an impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I always find it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially, on a growing man. It's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar had been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything. Further, his wife, however, seems pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I'm sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with a sincere interest. Score. I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny thing, the first time BRC had us survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement or a possible sale. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off with small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched attentively. I don't. Oh god, they really know how to pick sound effects. I can hear that in my heart. Whispers in my ears and shadow dances lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that have gone when I turn to look. A chilling settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start breaking out in a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyways. If I can just...
Excuse me? Everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, you don't look very happy. I let them sit a while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I'm probably just caught Becca's code. Don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while. Why would you leave alone? Why would you stay alone? Stay with somebody. The same words fill out my lips. A silent prayer. So a hand taps my shoulder. Please don't be it. Okay.
Hello, you there?
Please don't be the monster. Hello, you there.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hana. Call me Hana.
Ma'am, right? It's a weird name.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sick, sickening plague me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. This is a joke. She looks at me, speculating and struggling to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. we haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. Look at that eyes. Those are fuck you eyes. Like, bitch, I got the money, okay? For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particular sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem.
Yeah, she's a cunt.
And, just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up
Or probably
with
die
cats.
within the first month.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hana. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, yeah, I own one. Fuck you, bitch. More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
I got no problem with dogs either.
But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon. And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
Dude, it's a sale.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves. What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince with her nails digging into my shoulder. I can't help but to send an imploring look at Miss McCollin, who gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking papers from my hand and shuffling through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your
dick.
superiors too.
She's such a, like, I bet she's going to be, like, very commanding and, like, manipulating.
What's this?
Oh no. Oh, fuck, they found it. Why would I have the letters?
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rosen double-checked everything. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But the way Miss Ma'am Hannah, or Hannah, is leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what happened if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression.
The expression that it's a murder letter?
Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. The side crinkles in my grip and my breath grows labored. Dread fairly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are
Is
you
that
alright?
Rose?
You're looking
Or
pale.
McCollin? That's Rose. I didn't even notice when Rose Group joins us in the parlor. I want nothing more to say that no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place. Because I remember everything as clear as day. This letter, that woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Carelessly, I've been so careless. How do I even tell them that without looking I've gone mad? Ah, shit. Should I show the letter? I guess I should, to know I'm not crazy. I blurted out, I think, twice before I'm gonna say.
Rose, we need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Rose cast a nervous glance at the people in the room. Most are still engaged in conversation with their peers, but they're curious enough to turn their heads of a group direction has been giving her trademark saleswoman smile. A tight expression is over her face and she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand. Without even taking a glance, she folds it and... Why, you cunt? You stupid bitch! Why?
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine. But this place isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
You know, fuck it. Rose, you deserve to fucking die. Okay? Whatever happens, she deserves to die.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion. Especially darling little Lily here.
He gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze while inscrutating a smile across his face like fucking slime, I bet.
It's Isabella, sir.
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
The pressure on my back lifts as soon as those words leaves his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It's also impossible to miss the displease from Miss McCullen's face. The realization that we might lose this sale because of my outburst instantly draws on me. Rose will be beyond pissed. I don't care! I'm trying to save you people!
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving on behavior like this. I'm almost at the door while she catches me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler, eyes softer, and a fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this.
Look at the letter, you cunt! Look at it! Fuck!
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates and completely trails off before she shifts her gaze down her hand, a small gesture to stall. Her fingers fiddles with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hand stiffens when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than desire to have it back. I throw it away if I can, but I have this nagging feeling that one way or another, it'll find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly, and we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery. But I think... Look,
Oops.
Here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
Rose, trust me.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel.
Rose, I'm telling you, if you let me go, you're gonna die in here. In this mansion, and no one's gonna find out.
But after this, I really think you should take a break.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress.
Well, guys, that's it for this episode. Hopefully you join me for more. Hopefully I don't get, treated too badly by Rose. But anyway, guys, if you'd like to see more, like, sub, and subscribe, and I'll check you out later.